Hey everybody, Dean, NSB Custom Cars. It's pretty much the first week of the new year here. We got Christmas behind us. I went to Tennessee for vacation, and now we're back. Going to get started on this Pontiac here. Pretty much got everything for the car. We did get our camshaft. It's a milling camshaft. Come out pretty nice. It looks really good. Looks like a camshaft. We waited for competition cam about 2 months, and they still couldn't come through. They were having problems getting the billets. I don't know where they're coming from. My guess probably China, the reason they're having the problem getting them, but needless to say, we ended up going with a milling. It saved us a little bit of money. And I have no problem with milling. They're pretty good. Matter of fact, I probably had more problems with a competition cam than I have any other cam. So we're going to get back on this and get it going. Main thing, I'm going to get this block ready to start assembly. I've got pretty much the AC all done in the car, other than the hoses put on. I was going to go ahead and put the hoses on, but moving this car around, the hose is going to be hanging outside the car. I didn't want to damage the hoses getting this motor in, so I'm just going to put them hoses on once I get the motor in. Also, on another note, during Christmas, when I was in Tennessee, I went over to my brother's garage, and I want to show y'all a few things that what's going on over at his spot. So check this out. I'm over here at my brother's house. This is his shop, and long time ago, between me and my brother, we used to drag race, street race. After that, my brother, he has his kids. They grow up and they start racing go-karts. Then they start racing circle track cars. Then we got a little time that they didn't do nothing. And now the next generation is coming back around, which is my brother's son's, his nephew. So it's time for him to start racing. So now they're kind of going back into the go-kart world, and instead of just one racing, pretty much all three are going to be racing. So let me show you what they got. The no helmet weld.
Gotta live life on the edge. Square. It's square this way.
It looks square that way. See you weld it.
Yeah, until I weld it.
It's gonna pull.
Well, if you got that magnet on there, it should be straight.
Weld the two sides and then weld the two ends. It'll pull a little bit both ways. Here's the cart entourage here. We got two of them here, then we got one down here on the floor. So let's just start out. This is the old man, and this is going to be Grandpa's cart. So what kind of frame we got here?
Prodigy.
A Prodigy?
Prodigy.
Yeah, we'll give you a zoom.
2020.
Prodigy frame. They're ordering the motor for this one tomorrow. Nice looking little cart. And then his son's cart, which is Scott, and this one's a different frame, right?
Yes, it's an Ultramax.
Ultramax.
Rival.
I mean, they look a lot similar. They're close to the other one over there.
This is a 2021 brand new. Zero race.
This one, he's already got his motor on this one. What'd you say it was a Miller?
Yeah, Todd Miller.
Todd Miller motor. And then we come back over to another, looks just like it, same frame. But this is Scott's son, so this is the third generation coming down. We're gonna have 3 of them in a row.
This
Now, of course, this is going to be a different class. This is a little bitty kid on this one.
This is a small tube.
Small tube.
Thinner wall.
Oh, thinner wall frame. Which he's got his little motor on there. It looks like it's a Bandit engines.
It's an old motor.
Yeah, Bandit. Race engines.
And pretty much most of these motors, this is a stock motor. Or these modified.
They're modified a little bit.
They're modified.
So these are little motors up a little bit then. So it's not a stock class.
Now the heads reported.
Heads reported.
Oh yeah, cam.
Yeah, all your cans.
Lightweight push rods and lifters.
Then of course they got their tire rack full of tires. Always got to have tires for the carts, especially extra ones.
The new ones in the back.
Yeah, 4, 6, and 9.
And as you can see, you know, these carts are on these little stands, and that's what he's over here building. What you see on this big beginning on the welding, he's building another cart stand. Gonna be on wheels. So that was pretty much all their go-karts. Tires, I mean, they're getting everything set up. They still got a lot to go. Got them a nice trailer and everything, little enclosed trailer to put all of them in, so when they go. When I go back up, you know, I go back and forth to Tennessee all the time. So when I go back up, which I'll carry my camera stuff, and I'm gonna try to catch them one time when they're at the track racing, and we'll see how they're doing on it. Right now, let's get back on the motor. First thing I've got to do is we got to get this motor cleaned up. I'm going to hone this out to get the glaze off. This motor has got very low miles on it. It was about 400 or 500 miles before it took the cam out. And this is the cam that someone stuck in there that don't belong in the motor. It ate this lobe up right here. Here's the lifter. So all that metal in that lifter is inside this motor. When I say inside the motor, you got oil galleys, you got where all that oil runs stuff. So there's probably little pieces of metallic metal in there. If I didn't clean this motor out, just throw it all back together, and you started up all that little piece of metal back in there, you're gonna start all over again. So this has got to be clean. So the first thing I need to do is do my honing, because there's more dirt when you hone. I'm grinding pretty much. That's gonna, you know, take care of that. So once I get all that honing done, then we're going to clean this out. I do have to pop these cam bearings out also. Then we'll be down to 0, and then we start going back the other direction. When honing a block, I always like to put a little bit of lubricant on here. And I found, out of all the years I've been doing it, I use brake fluid. It's a very lightweight type oil, and it keeps the stones pretty clean. So it's not like you put something heavy on it, and it cleans off really good. I may have a bunch of people say, "Oh, why are you doing that?" Hey, it's always worked. I've never had anything go wrong by using it, so I'm staying with what I got. So we got the old cam bearings out, and this is the back freeze plug, or the cam cap. There's our new bearings. Cam bearings, that is. And our new cap. And to put those cam bearings in, you're going to need a cam bearing tool, which is quite nice. You got all these little, you know, you put the cam bearing on this, slides on here, and this will go out for a big long 6-cylinder V8. This is a really nice little tool. So if you're planning on doing cam bearings, you're gonna have to purchase one of these to get it done. Really recommend you having one if you're gonna be putting motors together. So here's the old rocker arms. You can see they're just regular flat tapping. One thing that we're doing to this motor that's going to be a little different is we opt out for a little more horsepower. We got the roller tip rocker arms. So instead of every time this goes up and down, it's sliding, now we got a little wheel that's rolling that frees it up some. Now that we got this motor all painted, I took a couple pictures of it. Shot the pictures on my phone over to the customer of this car, and he's kind of wondering about the color. It's got a little more silver to it than what it used to be. And we've had real problems trying to find this paint. It's supposed to be, with Duplicolor, they've got, it's a 1616 is the number on it, but they keep saying it's discontinued. So, I got this at NPD, and it's supposed to be the right color, but it does have a little more silver to it than the darker blue. So we got on, actually, Chad, the customer, he got online, got to look at, which we'd already went to Summit, to Jegs. We've been trying to find this paint, and they kept saying back order all the way up until February and all that. But Duplicolor says it's been discontinued. So right now, Summit, all of a sudden, we checked it again, and Chad did, and it says they got it in stock. So, and it says it's Duplicolor. I don't know what's going to happen. So we went ahead and ordered the paint, since it's not going to be here until next week. So I'm kind of at a small standstill here on the motor, because customer's always right, so we need to get that took care of for him. And hopefully we can get this maybe just a little darker hue to it. But I got a bunch of other stuff to do. I got seals putting this transmission. I got seal putting the rear end. I still got to do the underside of the car. So it ain't no big deal. I was really wanting to get this motor stuck in and started. But it might be one more week on that. So it is what it is. We'll go with it from there. And we'll see what happens. So it's going to be the end of this video. Hopefully the next video you see is this thing running. We're going to try to get transmission married back to it and put back in the car, but there's quite a bit of piece of stuff. But the big part's over, so we're starting to click along here a little bit. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and until next time.